On. Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 49 Into the Fire and Ashes. Holman, would you like to take away the recap? Yes.
So we had just gotten into the plains and we just started our session off in combat. So we fought some ninjas and some cult mages. I don't I agreed to do the recap, but I forgot most of the battle. But I know that once we decided to they hid behind some rocks and it did not go well for them. I casted Dawn on one of the rocks as they were fleeing. I know Theo red misted one or two of them. Jeff, I mean, you went whack whack and just, went to town. But yeah, once we finished combat, we decided to loot the corpse of the mage and talk to the mage's corpse. And we found out some interesting information about a half orc and a cult mage. And I believe Jeff, you asked that question.
Yeah, it was part of my dreams, and we just found out specifically where they were.
I believe we found out which tribe that they follow in.
Yeah.
I asked a couple of questions and they did not go well. One of them was an open answered yes. And we also traveled, I believe, 4 days. Very smooth travels. We made camp a couple times. And we're just coming into this village now, I believe. If anyone wants to add and refresh anything.
I do want to clarify one thing about the combat.
Please do.
Several of the members did get away.
Yes.
And one of the things that was clarified with the conversation with the courts was that they did not know it was you guys when they initially attacked you.
They were just setting up an ambush for someone.
Yes. Yeah. Which does indicate things about the cult in the area. Other than that, does anybody have anything they want to add?
Oh, I think.
Okay, so on your fourth day of travel, in the early morning, not early morning, excuse me, the late morning, about 11 o'clock, you guys find a small camp on the side of the river. You see that they have set traps to catch fish, and they have nets as well. The villagers are working to take the nets out or unload them respectfully, and there are oxen drinking from the river with a orc tending to it, and everybody seems to be working peacefully together. There are several warriors that are walking around, however, they seem to be helping with the daily tasks, and they wave friendly at you guys as you walk in.
A friendly camp.
Jeff's gonna walk up to the first guard that waves at him and ask if he can help with anything.
We are okay, sir. We have plenty of food. Can we help you guys?
I'm gonna say we're looking for a village of raiders.
Oh, there are more and more of those these days. What do you mean by village? We do not have villages.
Tribe.
Who is the warlord of this tribe? As you guys are talking, he walks you guys over into the area so that they can continue to work with the net. Do you know the warlord of this tribe you speak of? His common is somewhat broken, but he's able to convey his message.
Merrick?
Oh. The great tribes. They threaten our peaceful way of life.
How so?
They say we go against Jazizi's ways, that we live peacefully. We are not of the warrior code. However, they use magic, which is strictly forbidden.
Jazizi?
Yes, the god of Asengo. We are warriors in that we will defend our camp, but we do not go out to harm other beings of Asengo.
Do they come to try and fight you, Butch?
They are raiding tribes. So far, we have not had any encounters with them. We have seen their scouts once or twice, but we have quickly left the area.
Where was the last place you saw their scouts?
North of here. We've moved further and further south as he has become the leader of other tribes. Great raider tribes, he takes in their warlords and allows them to keep their tribe as long as they work as other arms of his military.
And you simply wish to continue your peaceful gatherer lives?
As much as we possibly can.
I'll tell you what.
Thank you for being so forthcoming with us.
We are peaceful people.
Safety does seem to be maintained towards the border of Mineria. I know you are Sanguins and everything, but if you can find yourselves down towards the border,
We go often to trade at the village at the corners. There's only 2 villages in Sengo. The one in the south and the north. We don't dare go north anymore. It's too dangerous to make the trip. He looks at you guys.
Are there any wounded that need healing? I myself am a keeper of medicine.
No, we are
I wanna
well, and I
scribble
would
a little
advise you
note.
do not use your magic around here. We are peaceful people, though we do not appreciate the use of magic.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to scribble a little note to the general and the lieutenant that I can give to the guard. So I know the post is empty right now, but if it gets filled up, they can just hand him and be like, "We're a peaceful tribe. We've been approved by Jeff." We want nothing but to live.
They don't have ranks so much.
No, not their general. I'm saying Mineria's general and lieutenant.
Oh,
The guys
okay.
I
I was
know.
like, what? Okay. I was so
And
confused.
just be like, here, like if you ever get into any trouble while you're heading down there, someone tries to harass you, you show them this.
Thank you. Is there any food, anything you need? We have some dried fish and fresh fruit if you want.
Well, I myself don't eat much, but my compatriots might be a little hungry.
We have fresh fish if you are hungry now.
Thank you. I think I myself would be honored to enjoy your hospitality.
Be lovely.
Some civilized conversation after days of camping is much appreciated. I can even put on a show tonight if you people like music.
We would
And
love to hear your foreign music. We do not often meet foreigners in Asengo.
And I'm gonna offer to help them with their daily chores until it's like time for the communal dinner.
He lets you know what needs to be done as far as bringing in the nets and preparing the fish and everything else, and tells you just to ask certain people as far as what you can help with those tasks. And does anybody else have anything else they want to do for the day?
Orin's gonna enjoy some fish.
I'm going to be working on my lyrics for the performance tonight.
I just kind of want to look around the area, not even like far, just like on the bounds of where they set up camp, just like looking around.
What are you looking around for?
Honestly, anything unusual, I'm just like soaking in the atmosphere. A dwarf in the long grass, you know.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Okay. Looking around, you see that it's quite idyllic. The grass is tall, but you can still just see over it. You see several antelope jumping in off in the grass, and trees sporadically, and they're filled with birds. There's a lot of life in this area, and everything seems to be currently peaceful. You don't notice any threats immediately, and yeah.
That's all. Just being a lookout almost.
You do notice that there's several tribal warriors who are watching around the outskirts of the village or camp. Sorry. And at towards the end of the afternoon, you see about 5 tribal warriors come back. They have been off scouting and hunting for the day. They don't bring back any meat, and so today's meal will just be fish. But everyone gets ready to prepare the meal. They have the fish that's been prepared and caught for the day, and they separated out what's going to be made for tonight's meal as they store the rest. And some will be dried out to be preserved for later. They make a nice meal. Go ahead.
While that's happening, if I can, I'd like to just casually ask about some of the other tribes. Specifically, I'd like to know if there's diversity in worship. My idea is that I want to see if there have been issues with the cult trying to spread religious practices in a land that seems pretty dedicated to worshiping one god, or at least this village is.
Only in Mark's band of tribes. It seems to be spreading through his great Izigotes.
Izigotes? What are those?
We only have camps. All of us are nomadic tribes, including Mark's great tribe. Being a band, his camps have grown so large he calls them Izigotes.
Do they
are his great camps.
Are they stationary, or do they actually move about?
They move about. They'll stay still for a matter of weeks at a time, setting up their own markets and things made in tents just like ours, though much larger.
Seems like he's inching closer and closer to full-scale civilization while still trying to be a nomadic tribe. Thank you. One last question. Has this caused issues between his Izigotes and the other peoples of Asengo?
There have been whispers. So far there has been no movement from our god. His use of magic is subtle, can't directly be proven, but we've stumbled across the aftermath. Everyone is left dead, but there's signs of strange markings, scorches, things we've never seen from natural combat, proper combat.
Particularly a circle with a dot in it.
I'm not sure what you mean. We have been lucky enough to avoid his tribes. I fear we would not survive. He does not just kill his victims, he annihilates them. You either are strong enough to get absorbed, or you're annihilated.
Well, I'm glad you guys have maintained your safety, and I hope you continue to do so, and would recommend moving south towards the border if he is expanding so much.
Yes, we have been keeping further and further south as their power spreads.
When you last saw them?
Months ago, I do not recall the specific time. We do our best to avoid them.
As you should.
We would not be able to stand one of their warrior bands if we came across them, or they chose to raid us. A couple months ago, we spotted a couple of their scouts. Immediately, we packed up our camp and we moved as quickly as we could, as silently as we could.
Thank you for your hospitality and for the information.
Yes, very much so.
Lilo, did you actually have a performance?
Yes, I did. You see me like kind of by the fire getting my instrument tuned just perfectly after our days of rough travel. You have shown me your world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, everyone, now when did this world get so grand? You can open our eyes, take us beauty to beauty, going around and around, a whole new world, most amazing view. And on excessively into the crowd. I'm trying to play to their strength instead of showing off myself.
Holman's gonna clap vigorously.
You see Corin wipe a tear from his beak.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Not derivative. Everybody appreciates your performance. As you finish, the food is coming off of the grill. You have fish and beans, and there's some fresh apples and roots. Everybody is eating, and there's also some type of alcohol you guys are not familiar with, but it's quite strong, that everyone just calls the brood.
That I'm happy to partake in this celebration of a good performance.
Does anybody else wish to partake?
Honestly, I'd like some rest with.
Jeff's
Holman
just
will
gonna take a
abstain.
couple of the like fish pieces and just kind of shove them into himself for Eric for later.
Okay. Does everybody else eat and partake in the food and stuff? And the drink?
Some food, but no drink.
Constitution
Yeah.
checks for everyone who does choose to have drinks.
Corin is not partaking.
Check or save?
Save, thank you. Initially you feel fine. Does anybody else partake? Warren?
You did say your main
Coleman?
character trait is you're always drunk.
Yeah, that's kind of why.
Corin isn't drinking.
Holman?
I shall abstain, thank you. I need to be well rested.
Okay. Theo, initially you also feel fine. As the night progresses, everybody eats their dinner and they go to secure their camps and go to sleep.
Jeff, having not used any of his abilities really, would actually like to patrol the camp as opposed to doing sentry's rest.
Okay. You see that there's a group of warriors also patrolling 2 at a time at the during the night?
I'll give him a little tip of the hat.
How does everybody else wish to sleep? Or if they wish to do anything in the night?
Loudly, occasionally hicking up song tunes.
Road.
Okay.
Warren's gonna
I'm
sleep
gonna
too.
be casually working on blueprints for my flying ship as I'm patrolling.
Lilo and Theo, as you guys start to put your heads down for rest, you start to feel very tired, and your heads start to feel even a little bit hot. You sweat just a tiny bit as you're falling asleep, and you have very vivid dreams. Lilo, let's go to DM check time.
Somebody got roofied.
We really need to update your name in Discord. Are you there?
Yeah, I just popped in a little late. You said, I think the only word I heard last time was Discord.
Oh yeah, so you need to update your name in Discord. It's throwing me off. Other than that, as you fall asleep, you start to dream of a great desert. You dream of rolling dunes, and you see the spire of a great building sticking out from the dunes, and you're pulled into the great spire, and it's hard to catch everything going as you're rapidly flying through this great building that is attached to the spire, and eventually you see a podium made of stone in a circular room, and upon the podium is a ring. And as you see the ring, you're pulled out of the uh, great castle just as fast as you went into it. Any questions?
Would I be familiar with like what country has deserts with rolling dunes?
There's a couple of places, but the greatest one is Ramal. It's known to be pretty much all desert.
Was there any details about the ring?
No, it appeared to be just a simple ring in your dream, like a simple golden ring.
The one ring to rule them all.
Right, I'm gonna go back into the main campaign chat.
Wild. The 3 people who didn't have punch. The fuck is going on?
Yep.
Oh, I guess I just threw you back out of DM chat time for no reason. Well, let's go back.
Okay.
Theo, as you lay your head down and you fall asleep, you dream of a great volcano, and you dream of a massive eruption and magma flows cooling rapidly, and you see one in particular that's very long, and you get shot in through it, and as it goes down, it goes deeper and deeper all the way through the ground until you come upon a great cavern. In that great cavern, you see a massive mound that is glowing blue, and you feel strangely attracted to the mound. You see that there is a pathway leading into it, and you see that there is a great cathedral built before the mound, which is dwarfed by this glowing mound. And then you get shot out of it just as quick as you went into it. Everything, you fall back all the way to the volcano. Any questions?
That was a lot. Why is it always
What do you mean?
fucking red dragon last? Last time I had a fucking dream, it was on a mountain with a red fucking dragon.
This one was deep underground with a blue glowing mound. There's no fire.
Said volcano.
It was a volcano.
There's gotta be some fire at the volcano.
Well, let's go back up to the main campaign. You can talk to your group about it.
That's fine.
Animal level decision making, or I'm a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody else sleeps great except you don't come across anything in the night. You see that the tribe does have very efficient guards. Even though they have light guards, they seem to have an efficient walking pattern where there are very few blind spots at any given time. Anybody else want to do anything before you leave the village?
Guys, I had the craziest dream last night. I don't know if it was the alcohol or what, but I had a really crazy dream. I dreamed about this ring. It was an amazing spire in the middle of a desert with rolling dunes. Maybe Ramal. It was on like a stone podium. I don't know. I've never had a dream like this before. It's absolutely mental.
A ring, you say? I do recall we've been searching for a very particular ring indeed.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my dream showed a different location. Through a volcano deep underground. Honestly, I'm forgetting some of the details, but a big golden mound at the end of it. I got blasted. Two very different locations.
Was yours about the ring too?
No.
Your dream was just about a volcano?
No, it's through the volcano deep underground. The ring,
What's
though, the ring
underground?
is very important.
Okay, but what was underground? If you went through this volcano, what was there? Anything?
I think what our drunk friend is trying to say is he saw a giant thing of wealth underneath that volcano. And I believe we had a similar encounter with his last dream when it came to glittering gold and hot place.
Dragons?
I was pointing that, I was like hinting at Jeff.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah. I get that. I'm just
it
trying
was.
to figure out.
It was an underground cavern. It was a large lava flow tube, and then it led to a big old pile of some goodies.
I don't know about the wealth, but isn't there somebody buried underground? Isn't that part of our problem? Well, that seems like an issue for another time. Let's at least get what we came here for, and then we can figure out if we want to hunt down this ring or not. Or the
Yeah.
pile of gold.
I-
Gold is always nice.
As much as I have use for gold, and I could use it to fund some of the things, I think we kind of need to worry about not getting the world destroyed first, because what are you going to do with gold if the world is destroyed?
I think I'm misremembering it, but give me a night to sleep off this drink. Being on the road. Ugh. I'm a city boy. Never too far from the nearest tavern, you know?
Theo and Lilo, you both kind of feel a little off today. Um, you can have advantage on any rolls.
Fuck you. Well
Jeff
done.
would like to go around and thank the citizens for their hospitality and suggest to the party that we continue on our path.
Okay. They offer you some dried fish that they say will provide rations. Two of them should last any of you a day, and they offer you a very stale bread that they say will last a long time, and half a loaf a day will sustain you.
Thank you so much. You are the most charitable of people. We look forward to seeing you again and sharing in this amazing hospitality.
And Jeff is going to present them with a bag with 10 platinum.
You see that they are all beginning to pack up their camp. You're talking to the same person that you talked to when you walked into the camp, and he looks inside and are you sure? Our entire tribe has not had so much wealth at one time in a very long time.
Take it for yourselves. We have more than enough, and you've done us a service.
Thank you, friends.
I know you may not use currency as much, but if you happen to find yourselves in a place where it could be useful, it's
The next
never.
time we will go to the village, perhaps we will buy new wagons or oxen.
Well, there
Much
you
more
go.
with this amount of money. He thanks you all again and excuses himself to help pack up camp. How do you guys wish to proceed?
North. I think we know our next current goal is.
Keeping up.
They only had oxen, not horses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You see that they are using the oxen to carry the tents and supplies as they load them onto
Yeah,
special saddles.
yeah. I was gonna say if they had extra horses, I was gonna offer to buy a couple, but
Okay.
I like that. That's a nice encounter.
You guys proceed north for a day. You do not have any encounters. Give me a survival check to roll for a campground.
I think we already established
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of camping.
So you guys find a pretty decent campground underneath a rock outcropping. that covers you from the back. And minimizes it. You feel that like 2 guards will probably guard the camp at night.
I'll take up a shift.
And I can always cast whatchamacallit to give us a safe place to rest. Tiny hut.
Jeff, go, Jeff.
That way you guys can see what we're working with when I say safe place to sleep.
Oh, tiny. Also, we
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. You guys are progressing well, and wow, and live comfortably and safe.
There's some crazy loop effect happening with your mic, man.
I didn't have that though.
Oh, that is not good for me.
Did it go away now?
Sound fine to me.
sound fine to me.
Yeah, it did. It went away. Whatever it was gone now.
Okay. Anyway, the night goes by without any encounters. When you wake up, at before dawn, about an hour before dawn, you guys hear sounds way off in the distance, well beyond sight. And you see smoke as dawn comes off on the side of the river beyond sight. Well, you can't see where it's coming from. You can just see the general smoke.
What kind of sounds?
Vague screams and booms.
Shall we proceed?
Jeff's gonna be like, I think this is them. We gotta be careful.
Sounds like a raiding party if I've heard one. Sounds like a raiding party if I ever have heard one.
How do you guys proceed?
So, it's an open field, basically, right? There's not really like cover.
If we're
There
going
are
to-
like some large rocks and like some hills, where people can make camp and things like that, but for the most part, yeah, it's just rolling plains.
Anybody have any spells that can make me invisible? I can fly up and get a bird's eye view, but if I do that, I'm going to expose us to everybody in the area.
I have stone shape if you really want some like cover.
Would that work in the air? A flying rock?
Absolutely no.
Would be really funny to look at.
I mean, my thing
The
is,
rock. It's a
like,
druid.
It's a bird.
Me
It's a
and-
plane.
me and Theo can be a bit stealthy. Theo's obviously got his invisibility. If I'm alone, I can be real sneaky. But I have to be alone.
I can't help. I can create a really awesome distraction, but I don't think that's what we're looking for right now.
No, maybe later.
So I throw the cloak on and get closer to see what's going on.
How close are we, DM? Or how close do we think we are? At least.
Couple hours walk.
Let's get a bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can get closer.
But I think we kind of like fan out in a like sort of like protective fucking what's it called arrangement
Diamond formation.
formation. That's the word I was looking for.
I'll
Our
walk.
sneaky bastards in the front of the diamond.
I'll walk slightly ahead of the group with a prepared action to throw my hood up if I hear anything. And so if y'all see Theo just disappear in front of you, know there's probably something up.
And again, I can be real sneaky, but I gotta be alone. So like,
I can just be
I'm-
sneaky.
yeah, I know. You have an invisibility cloak. What do you do?
It's so nice.
You can't forget. Hey, listen, you never let me forget that you don't need to sleep, like, or that you sleep while you're.
Or you
hiding,
have
okay?
advantage
So give
on
Theo
I know,
the
I know.
invisibility.
you have
cloak thing.
advantage on every
I'm just
initiative
fucking with
roll.
it.
This is Theo's thing. He has got his dream item and has not died since he got his dream item. He had to shit a life like peasants, multiple peasants worth of lifetime income for a dragon, and the bag it came in to leave alive. Rest in peace, Red, for she assisted me in that.
And I'd put you to it. I know.
Yes, it was a good group effort. You just emptied your own pocket on it. Your pocket
It
was more than
worked,
shared
though.
with the party, so I'm
I-
feeling like that's
you know
totally
what?
justified.
Oh,
I got
I
it
was
for a
more meaning it was
bargain.
my fault to an extent.
Shall we? Formation.
Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, where's Ellie? Who's Ellie?
Ellie is off on well, she said a mission.
Okay.
So she's not currently here. You guys are by yourself right now.
So let's see.
So you guys travel for about 3 hours, and you see about 500 meters away the source of the smoldering smoke. It's gotten smaller and smaller as you guys have walked. You have not noticed any signs of people. In fact, it is very quiet. You don't even notice any signs of wildlife, whereas before you noticed wild animals all the time.
Do we notice any tracks?
Is this like a naturally more barren area, or is this feeling unnaturally quiet?
The terrain is the same. Nothing has changed. But right now, it's very quiet,
This
as if everything has fled the area.
this is not natural.
Like I said, do we notice any tracks?
Not from where you currently stand. Do you wish to approach?
Ambush time, everybody.
Yeah, I feel like we have to approach. I'm going to throw my hood up.
Oh, hey,
On the...
hold up. Quick thought. Theo. Can we see if I can fly while wearing the invisibility cloak?
You
If
have to
so,
attune to it first.
oh,
Yeah, Thea looks extremely hesitant to let the cloak leave his body. This shit stays on. Period.
Calm down, Golem.
yeah. All right. Well, it was an idea. We could have had an invisible eye in the sky, but okay.
How does it like? Can you still fly? Like yes, it's invisible, but it's still like a fabric.
Wait,
Wouldn't
yeah,
it
doesn't your
mess up the whole
clothes?
flight thing?
I
Oh
was
wait,
gonna leave that to you as the DM and hope that you would be like, yeah, it can wear clothing and fly.
you
So
just
maybe
see
a
like
cloak and fly.
wings pop out every now and then. Just like
Just be a
flap
set of
wings
giant
appear.
wings flapping.
Yeah, like I'm just imagining the wings being out of the cloak to fly,
Honestly, if
which
you
would be pretty funny.
yeah, if you saw just a pair of disembodied wings going through the air, you would have to stop and just be like, "What the? Like, I need to lay off the beer."
Or what if he
Honestly,
holds
yeah, like what do
the
you tell
very
your
bottom?
friends?
What if he holds the very bottom of the cloak with like his little talon at the end of his wings, and then like the cloak just is his wings,
The
basically?
poor soul who looks up right as he flies over.
Okay, so no eye in the sky, right? What Golem turned us down, and also flying wings
Attunement.
and attunement.
The more practice.
I don't know.
So
I don't
what
think
is
it's gonna be
the
that big of
agreed
an
plan
ambush.
here?
Jeff's gonna creep up.
In the
And-
distance, you can see 4 tents.
Jeff's gonna creep up and use his Beanock eyes.
Okay. One sec.
No worries.
The map, the camp map was really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the maps today.
Jeff, did that work?
As in, can I see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take you into DM talk now.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as you look in, you see one of the most grim battle scenes you've ever seen. People are ripped in half, and there are bloody footprints dragging all around the campsite. Where not just are they ripped to half, but they are completely separated. Entrails are lying around. There's only signs of warriors out on the campground. You see that all of the tents are the source of the smoke as they are still smoldering. Even the horses did not escape the brutality. But there are no signs of life.
Well, damn. Can I perceive what direction that they were heading?
Give me a perception check.
Sir. That's possible.
You see that while there are a lot of footprints and it is a chaotic scene, everything appears to come from the north and leave from the north. Anything else?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'm gonna throw you back up into the main chat.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's a horror show up there, guys. Whoever's done this they're brutal. I think we might have to stop them. It looks like they were heading farther north, and they maybe up at that next bend is where that little ignity thing they were talking about is. But I've done some bad things in my life. And this is too much.
Why? What did you see?
Just chaos and obliteration.
Are we looking at like somebody got attacked?
Not just attacked, destroyed. They were hated.
Like one of the Ichigotas attacked a non-Merrick community?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be. And it was hard to tell, but it didn't look like these were warrior people. Like they had some soldiers, but even the soldiers were just just destroyed.
Do you want to start hunting off this Ichigota? We could just sort of like pick off people at night.
I think it would serve us well to try and start heading their way, but keep a very close eye out. And if we could set up our own ambush,
Right.
that could be an idea.
All right, I'm game. Follow them at a distance. At night, I would like to try and do some flying under cover of darkness so I can see the territory up ahead. My thought process is that if I can see where they're going up ahead, I can let the party know, and we can potentially move faster than them to get up in front of them and set up an ambush.
I agree. However, I still think we should go into that. I understand like how gruesome, like how Jeff was describing it. However, I think we can gain a lot of insight onto what their tactics are like and what, like, obviously they're aiming for pure brutality. However, we could still gain a lot from investigating.
I think we can investigate when they're dead.
I'm not opposed to going back. I'm just trying to let everybody know like how gruesome it was, like that kind of thing. Like we can go because there's nobody there as it seems, but be prepared for what you're walking into.
And I like, Corin, I like your idea of heading them off at the pass, so to say.
Yeah, if we can find one.
Really quick, did you see any symbols or evidence that they were involved with this cult? Sorry, that we've been hunting.
Not directly. I do know that one of the tribe I've been searching for, does have direct connection, and it seems like this might be their work, but I didn't see signs of the cult itself. But maybe we could discover something upon further investigation.
I do want them, I obviously want to seek justice and protect the many of this culture.
FYI,
Okay.
like 15-minute warning.
Fair enough. So how do you guys wish to proceed?
Corin, do you want to scout up and we'll start heading towards the village and then go from there?
Kind of feel like we don't. I mean, short of looking for survivors, there's not really much to see at the village besides death. I think our better bet is to head towards trying to catch up with that group, right?
I mean,
Well, we kind of have to go through the village to catch up with them anyways, because it's in that same direction.
Okay, I just didn't want to go out of our way.
Or we could go around it if you didn't want to investigate it. But I thought that was kind of the point.
well, I already shared it to Corin, assuming he was gonna scout ahead.
There are some places, but those are tents.
Do you guys wish to go and look for tactics or just skip it?
I would like to go in.
I can speak with the
that's
remains
fine.
of some dead.
That's a thing we can do too.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the majority of the party and assume that you guys go in, Corin and Jeff leading the way. You may... Well, as you come across you see several smoldering tents. You see bodies that have been ripped in half. Not just ripped in half, but the respective body parts are in different parts. You see the entrails have been pulled out of various men. Not even the horses escaped the torture. As you walk in and see the devastation, you see several... Well, actually, give me perception checks.
Can you roll my perception? I have to drop my kid off at a birthday party. I've got you on push to talk, but my computer's shut down.
Okay. All right, all of you guys see that there are several signs of magic use, like people exploding fireballs all over the camp, in the center area, where you see most of the devastation. You also see that the most of the footsteps came from the north.
That kind of surprises me. I thought this was like a no magic type of place.
But that the
Oh, yeah,
the last
that-
people we
that-
talked to did say
You
that
specifically see that they came in groups from the arrows that I've indicated. Jeff and Holman see this, and Theo.
Okay. I want to look at where it looks like the magic has been taking place. Not the people ripped in half, because that looks to me like a half orc. But where it looks like the magic has taken place, and see if I see any signs of the cult in particular. Anything might have been left behind.
Coleman would like to bond. I would also like to like investigate some of the corpses. Obviously to see if I can like speak with one that hasn't been like, absolutely destroyed, but like and like try and stomach it.
Theo would like to investigate the burned remains of the tents to see if there's anything he can glimmer about the group in the charred remains.
Theo, give me a perception check.
Once he's done, I'd like to just follow the path of one of the ambush groups to see if I can find where they all met up before. Not too far, but
You see smaller bones and like smaller adult bones, and you see children's bones in the tents.
Ah. Theo's gonna walk away.
Holman, you see a couple of bodies that still have heads. Some of them don't have legs, though. You see a couple of them that still have heads appear to be very charred, as if hit from a fireball, or they're around the like center of the magic source. Jeff, you see that magic source is the large explosion there. There's the only remnants is seeing the circle that's too perfect to be natural, and
Okay.
the bodies exploding out and this circle from there.
Okay.
Theo? What's your choice? The legless half torso with the head, or the burn victim?
Hmm. Not the burn victim. Probably didn't see as much through the fire.
While this is happening, I want to walk up and look at this battle axe.
Okay. Theo, what do you cast speak with it?
Well, but
That's me. I knew.
I mean, Holman.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad. Yeah, I kind of want to speak with the like half torso because if they're burnt, yeah, they won't be able to. I don't think they would be able to see as much. Where is the body that?
The one that you were by with the feet walking away from it.
Okay, let me link the spell.
You get 5 questions.
First and foremost, who killed you?
Marksman.
How did they attack you?
They came out of nowhere, and then these huge explosions. It must have been magic. They destroyed half of us immediately. And then they tortured us.
Where did the other half of your people go?
took all the women and children to the tent. I heard screaming for hours. They made us survivors listen before tying me to 2 horses, and you see.
Coleman's gonna look over at Jeff to kind of like, I know he was investigating that weapon, but like to nudge him over.
Jeff, hearing the questions and speaking, will run over and be like, do you know where they stay?
We haven't seen their camps. We tried to avoid them. We saw scouts the day before yesterday. We should have left.
Unfortunately, you should have. Is that are we at 3 questions or 4?
We're at 4.
1 left.
Do you know how we can find them and give you some retribution?
The great Izigodi is in the plains, northwest. I don't know where. It moves around. Look for the great herd. And with that, it dies again.
He dies. Yeah.
That last bit he mentioned about the great herd. Did we I don't want to necessarily ask another corpse and torment these bodies any longer. But I think that's a great point to investigate too.
Yeah. I mean, if you can tolerate it, depending on how far we are, talking to one more might not be too bad, but I think we got some good information there.
I can muster one more. Death is quite familiar.
Let's reconcile with our compatriots before we decide that.
Indeed.
And Jeff's gonna go back and try to investigate that battle axe.
Yeah. I'm sorry, laughing is inappropriate right now.
No, well-made map. Well-made map. Very fitting. He'll seen some fucked up shit in this. This one made him step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry you investigated the tent. Jeff. Give me a perception check for the archon or for the battle axe. You see that it was a +2 battle axe, but it is damaged beyond repair.
Even with my skills.
Yes, it cannot be restored to its past condition. This doesn't appear to be a magical +2 battle axe. It was of such
Just
fine make that
really good.
right. There's no hint of magic in, well, there was no hint of magic in this place before.
Just good engineering.
I'm gonna marvel at it, and I'm gonna take the blade, like the head of it, at least.
It is damaged. There's cracks going through the core of it, but you are able to salvage the head.
Cool.
Does anybody else wish to investigate anything any further?
I want to look around for any signs of the cult, particularly like their insignia, But that's about it.
I want to look just to see how many different horses, prints I see in the village, just to try to get a bird graph.
Give me an investigation check.
They travel in straight lines to hide their numbers.
24.
You see
That they travel in straight lines to hide their numbers. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You see 8 footprints going in and 8 footprints going out from each respective group.
Now, just because of what Jeff's saying, are these, how deep are these foot grooves? Does it look like multiple people going through? Because they would definitely be deeper than.
Heavy steps, except for one in each group that appears to be lighter, not the steps of like a warrior. And they don't appear to be walking like in a line or anything to hide their groups. It appears to be like
So about
they are
24.
running in from
Marching order.
because you're just looking at them coming in and out of the camp at this point.
Just so like roughly 24 warriors or a couple less 21 warriors and like 3 either rangers or likely mages.
Squires or
Non melee bands. Seemingly.
Yep, that sounds like a pretty solid interpretation of what I said.
Well, it's good to know roughly the forces facing.
Well, I do have to cut off. I gotta go to work. So, do we want to call it here? Do we want to figure out what our plan is first and then call it?
I think this would be a good time to stop and everyone can think up some stuff before next session.
Alright, we end on a fairly heavy note. Hope it wasn't too heavy for you guys, and we'll see what we guys do with it.
Okay.
Alright, I'll be ending the stream, guys. Thank you for dropping by.